6-3 over their last 9 games. Kemba Walker knocking down the 3 from behind the arc, tying things up at 12 apiece. But then Bobby Portis just taking over this game. He had 28 points in the first half.
When I first saw that, Chris, he's knocking down the threes, getting to the basket, and pretty much getting where he wants to on the floor, and we call it feeling it.
28 in the first half, finished with just 33.
What happened in the second half?
Let me get that. I think they went to Markinson and kind of got him involved, but you still got to stay with the hot man and get him that ball down low and let him shoot threes from outside.
Larry Markkinen, indeed. He had 30 points as well. Getting to the rim.
30-30?
Spinning jump shot there. Kemba Walker, though, just too much to handle on the other end of the floor, finding his tempo there, getting it done both inside and out. He finished with 37 points and also 10 assists.
Yeah, that's not fair to put the big fella on skates.
Yes.
Like that.
Change the speed, change the direction.
It's
Zach LaVine, you can get some of that too.
Unbelievable at his size, still getting it done. I was thinking he may cool off eventually, TD, but not yet. He's still not cooling off yet.
Look at this.
He is feeling good about himself.
Perfect reaction from Devontae Graham.
He's thanking God he's not on the Bulls right now, and he would have to guard that guy.
The Hornets go on to win it 125-118. Now this week, the Dallas Mavericks were involved in a blockbuster trade you might have heard about. Brought Kristaps Porzingis to town alongside others who, by the way, have not taken and passed physicals yet. So they're not playing in this one against the Cavs. But Luka Doncic, well, didn't need him early on.
Step and slide, and step and slide, and step back a little bit further and leave it because the bank is open in Ohio. Oh, no, he didn't, Kristen.
Get this.
Wow.
28 points in the first half on 11 of 16 from the field. The last rookie to score 28 in a first half. You want to guess?
Maybe LeBron James.
That's a good guess.
Good guess, yeah.
A little more recently, Blake Griffin back in 2011.
Okay, Blake.
Oh, okay,
Blake.
okay.
Well, Luka, yes, your nickname is the Don. You have gained the old heads, as we say, and the young fellas that respect you getting it done.
Yes, and I respect him a lot differently than I did earlier when I didn't see him on film.
There you go.
A scary moment, though, here for Dirk Nowitzki. While on defense, he came up hobbling after tripping on Dwight Powell's foot.
They call that old age.
Dirk.
Can't get out of the way. Your mind and your body not on the same page.
He did, though, fortunately return briefly in the third quarter. He didn't score. Still here's more Luka.
Oh, it's called the Luka.
35 points.
The Luka step.
11 rebounds and 6 assists.
Harrison Barnes, make shots because it's getting easier for you again. There you go, Harris. It's getting easier for you then because the Don just setting you up.
He is. Got to pay attention to him.
Harrison Barnes, though, closing things out with 13 points in the fourth. He finished with 17 total as the Mavs go on to win at 111-98. Now, we haven't forgotten Luka Doncic was also involved in a trade, draft night anyway, for this guy.
For that guy right there?
Trae Young. We've got his highlights coming up on the other side of the break.
Nice trade of the game, man.
Listen to the Hang Time podcast with Sekou Smith. It drops every Monday and Thursday. You can also subscribe on Apple Podcasts or iHeartRadio. New episodes every week, all NBA season long. The highlights continue. Blake Griffin and the Pistons welcoming his former team to town as the Clippers start a 6-game road trip.
You said former team.
Yes.
That means you bring a little extra, TD, early on.
Always, always. They got off to an excellent and a quick start.
He came out, though, firing from deep as well, DZ.
Well, it lets everybody know that that's part of his game, and now Dwayne Casey said, we're going to let you do more of it, but I still get to the basket.
Still showing athleticism.
Yeah, well, here as well.
Ooh.
How about this, though? If I can read lips correctly, this is Steve Ballmer saying, how many does Blake have already?
Oh, he's keeping count of scores? Okay.
Yeah.
He did have a big game out there.
He finished with 24 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists.
That's special right there. And it looks like they're handily up in the third quarter, up by 20, so they shouldn't run away with this, right?
Well, the Clippers would storm back in that fourth quarter to take the lead. That was Montrezl Harrell throwing it down, then Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Love you, Shai. Love you, young fella.
Mike Scott working in the post.
Get him, cuz.
Ooh.
Get them buckets, Mike Scott.
That would cap a 24-5 run, tying things up at 91 apiece. And then Lou Will taking over in the fourth quarter, scoring 18 points in the quarter alone.
Well, I was impressed because a lot of it was going to his right, TD. We know he can go left.
Yeah.
All left.
Going right tonight was like late in your career, you can have some new stripes.
Right. But you look at their bench scored 90 points, so that bench was so effective tonight.
Lou Will finished with 39 points in this game, getting it done both inside and out down the stretch.
Yeah,
and that would do it.
That Reggie, whoever that was.
He is a professional bucket getter.
Man.
That he is.
It's unbelievable, his size, and then you force him right. He shows you can go right, and then the last bucket to close the game.
Going left. Going left.
The Clippers go on to win it 111-101. Now, the Brooklyn Nets wrapped up the month of January with an 11-4 record Saturday night in Orlando to face a Magic team that's lost 7 of their last 9, but there's a couple of all-stars. Vooch, D'Lo.
Both guys very deserving, working hard, staying consistent, and obviously for Brooklyn in the playoff hunt, and D'Lo just looking real smooth with it.
That would tie things up at 35 apiece. Then, Vooch running the pick and roll for the one-handed slam that he does oh so well, TD.
Down below. Watch your head down below. Strong finish at the basket.
The final seconds of the half here, Shabazz Napier, look, gets it to go.
Big shot maker, young fella.
To beat the buzzer. He had 15 points in this game. And D'Angelo Russell coming out shooting here in this third quarter. A three-pointer with a hand in his face. He had 23 points. But Vooch taking over down low in this game. He scored 12 of his 24 points in the fourth quarter.
Well, he knows Jared Allen's a good shot blocker, but look how he used his body just to create enough space. And there's that baby soft touch hook he's been making all season long.
That he had.
Ooh. Okay.
The Nets, though, still in the playoffs.
Oh, Vooch, don't give him the baby dream.
I like that. I like the nice fadeaway. One of the toughest shot, hardest shot to block is a fadeaway.
Magic go on to win it 102-89. Not easy, though, to take down a red-hot Brooklyn Nets team.
That is true. They have been playing really good basketball over the last month or so.
That they have. And as we mentioned, a couple of all-stars in that game. Let's take a look at what the Nets, led by D'Angelo Russell, were able to accomplish in the month of January alone. I mentioned their 11-4 record. He was averaging nearly 24 points on 48% from the field in this one, but also distributing with 7 and almost a half assists.
Well, he's a new poster child, in my opinion, TD, where you don't give up on a young guy early in his career. We saw things not go particularly well in L.A. Now a new scenery, a new voice in his ear.
Right.
Now he's playing to his potential.
And we thought he was a problem in L.A., but it seems like he wasn't. It's like you said, new scenery, opportunity, and then Coach Axel has so much confidence in his kid, and you can just tell by the way he's playing, and it's spread throughout that team.
Well, game time continues after the break on a 12-game Saturday night in the NBA, including this guy, Luka Doncic, who I believe has a couple of new teammates.
Oh, he does?
Soon.
Ooh,
Did you hear?
Yeah, he's the Don, is what I heard.
I feel like it's my time. You know, I gave the city, organization, fans, you know, everything I feel like I could. Don't know how long I'm gonna play this game. People's careers are short, you know, and I feel like it's my time to move on.
Was there an ultimatum issued about wanting to go to the Lakers?
No, I never gave me or my representation never gave Pelicans, you know, a destination or anything, so I'm not sure where that's coming from. Maybe the connection, you know, with my representation, but we never gave the Pelicans a destination.
So you would be willing to play elsewhere other than in one place?
It's really not, it's on the Pelicans.
Anthony, did you and your representation talk about the fact that if you're not traded by the deadline, you potentially may have to sit out the rest of this season and won't be able to play?
My intentions is to play. I've been working to get my finger back healthy. Obviously, it's a tough situation, but you know, my intention is to still play. And when I'm able to play, I plan on suiting up.
What was the thought process of making your request public?
All those questions. You contact my agent. He's more than happy to inform you guys on that.
Was the timing obviously, was that when the decision was made, or had you thought about that before and it just became the time to do it?
Time to do what?
Of announcing your request. Had you made up your mind before that, or was it just there was a realization and then you had the conversation?
Obviously, you think about stuff, and we just felt like that time, actually the day wasn't playing, and honestly, my reputation didn't drop the story or leak the story or anything like that. Someone else had gave it to a reporter. The reporter called my agent and asked him, was this true? So we never wanted to leak it to the media. Wanted to do everything in-house, but that wasn't on us.
Was the timing determined to get a trade before the before the deadline?
I just thought, doing it sooner than later, not just for myself, just out of respect for the organization. Ms. Benson, they've done everything for me, the fans, the community. So giving them an opportunity and enough time to be able to make a decision for the organization.
Was there anything in particular that happened that made you say, okay, now's the time to make the request, or is it?
When and why did this organization not give you the confidence that you could win a championship here, that you could win at a high level? Like you said, that's the reason that you wanted to leave.
Like I said, I just feel like it's my time, and it's just as simple as that.
The saga continues. Here's another Woj bomb. The Lakers' first offer to the Pelicans for Anthony Davis. LA offered Lonzo Ball, Kyle Kuzma, Rajon Rondo, Michael Beasley, and a first-round pick. Who you do not see listed there is one Brandon Ingram. So a lot of moving parts in this Anthony Davis trade saga. But the number one question, is the deal going to get done before the trade deadline at 3 o'clock on Thursday? Because you heard Anthony Davis say sooner rather than later is what he'd prefer.
Well, it's all based upon what are you willing to offer if you're the Lakers. And Magic put out something that didn't get a bite. And I think that, going forward, they're going to ask or require, everything is safe outside LeBron James. That's clear. So they're going to require Zubac. They're going to want Kuzma. They're going to want Ingram. They're going to want possibly another pick. And they probably even say throw in Josh Hart. So when you ask for pretty much the whole young nucleus, the whole young foundation, and obviously Ball also, they're going to want all those pieces acquired in this situation. And, I was able to talk to a source very close to this situation. And the word was, if it's anyone besides the Los Angeles Lakers, you have to understand that it will be a rental situation. It would not be like Paul George's situation where, you may hope that he's going to buy into the culture and then you're able to sign him in free agency. It's not going to happen.
So just to make sure we understand this correct, you're saying that a source says that no matter where Anthony Davis is traded, the Los Angeles Lakers, that's the long-term destination.
That is his long-term destination. And, I quote, you can drive the Ferrari, but you cannot keep it. Ooh. It will be a lease, not a own.
Ooh. Well, in that case, Rex, what's a fair trade for Anthony Davis? Because, again, Brandon Ingram is apparently the guy that wasn't included in that. We saw when Chris Paul got traded to Houston, 7 players and a draft pick. So this is not territory we haven't been in before.
I think Magic offered Rob Pelinka today also.
It almost sounded like the Clippers situation when Doc Rivers was involved in the trade. You know what I mean? To get him over there.
I think for the Lakers, obviously, they want to get it done. Watching Anthony, University of Kentucky, watching Anthony Davis just then, I don't know that I can remember a great player in a long while that has been more ready to get up out of where he is. He's ready to go. You can see it in every answer he gives. And look, I follow him, obviously. From his college days. I'm a fan. He's a guy who sacrificed. He sacrificed when DeMarcus went in there. He plays winning basketball. He knows how to do that, and I think he's ready to get back to that. He's given a lot to this franchise, and I think he's just ready to go.
Here's my thing, and this is why I get upset, because so many times people say, well, he's bailing out on the organization. That's not the case here. When you have an individual that's 25 in the prime, and I want the viewers and the listeners to understand this and hear this well and see this as I'm telling it to you. If you're 25 years old, just put yourself in this kid's situation. Where would you want to be? It's a couple organizations around the association that get it right. And we're talking about money and all-stars and all that. All the personal accomplishments is amazing. But you're talking about winning now. Lakers, Miami, Detroit, Mavs, Spurs, Warriors, Bulls. These are the teams that won championships in the more recent in the recent past. And he want to submit his legacy going forward.
Preach tough, Juice.
And certainly to back that up, Anthony Davis, by requesting this trade, apparently is going to leave $80 million on the table. So clearly legacy more important than money for Anthony Davis in this situation. We have breaking news. According to Chris Haynes, LeBron James will not play tonight against the Golden State Warriors due to, quote, load management. League sources tell Yahoo Sports. Now, LeBron James played 44 minutes in his first game back. The Lakers are facing the Golden State Warriors, the same team he hurt his groin against on Christmas Day. Rex, what do you make of this?
KD-itis. He's ducking KD. Steph-itis. Clay-itis. No. I was surprised he played 44 minutes the other night. Obviously, it's a little bit of a maintenance move, right?
Yeah. I thought he said it, prior to this game, right after he played so many minutes. It's going to be one of the situations that I have to see how my body respond because we don't know. We were on an emotional high after a basketball game. Everything's still feeling good. You got to win. You look extremely sharp after being off for so many months, you know what I mean, since playing, December 25th?
Yep.
So now he's back, and he probably felt a little ailments and, probably just took the safe approach and getting back out there.
Well, Karan, before he returned, you said, look, LeBron doesn't look like he's 100% from seeing him in practice. So where do you think he was when he returned if he wasn't 100%?
I think he was somewhere between 75 and 80, and that's still better than 80% of the association. So when you're able to go out there with his high basketball IQ, and just mind you, if LeBron's out there on the basketball court, the coverages change. You have to give him so much attention that it enables other guys to be the best possible version of themselves, have an open opportunity.
How old is LeBron now?
34.
34. You start, and this makes sense. It's a maintenance move.
Yeah.
You don't get groins and hamstrings when you're 24, but you start getting them later on. And when you start getting them, you really you've got to be careful to not come back and do too much too fast.
Young player that seems to be taking a bit of the load on his shoulders. Brandon Ingram recently really carrying this team offensively with no Lonzo Ball in the lineup as well.
Really nice player, and you've kind of been waiting for him. You saw, the length and all the skill set when he was at Duke, and he's really, he got suspended early in the year, starting to put it together. He's a beautiful offensive player.
Yeah, he's a complete player. We went from, scoring the basketball in the paint with his wiry strength to now, being able to have that mid-range consistent shot, and now playing with LeBron and Rondo, he's been able to, start knocking down perimeter shots, catch and shoot, not holding the ball. 1,000, 1,000 type of player, and that's exactly what you need.
So he's averaging 22.5 over his last 6 games. So when we look at this Laker young core, and we talk about the Anthony Davis trade, and we saw that Brandon Ingram allegedly was not, or reportedly not, in that trade offer, is he now the crown jewel of this young group?
I think so. I think
yes.
you want to have him to.
Yes.
Body language says yes, Karan.
And so does the smile. Look at it. Look, he knows it.
I mean, who do you think is the guy? The
Lonzo.
Yeah?
Yep.
I mean, it varies, man. It goes back and forth.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
I feel like you're being very, very tight-lipped on this situation, as if you don't want to give us too much information.